FlatsClass fans, welcome back to the FlatsClass YouTube channel. This is where I teach you how to be a better inshore angler. As you can see, I'm at the beautiful Cajun Fishing Adventures Lodge here in Louisiana, and will be for the next several weeks with clients, corporate partners, and just fishing buddies. But what are my top 5 marsh baits? Top 5 now. Let's go find out. I'm going to take you over here to the boat and we're going to talk about it. Number 1, right there. That is the Mirrolure She-Dog. By far and away, the high-pitched rattle and the ability to walk wide and make tons of noise and bring attention to itself. It has been hands down my best surface walker. Now, you could replace the hooks with single inline. I've been bending them down, and I'm not taking this plug out on the beach where the big bull redfish are. This is mostly for the slot fish in the bayous and some of the clear channels through the marsh where the mats are. And even at that, I've got to have it direct connected to 50-pound braid, and I'm walking it nice and slow. And when I hit them, I'm literally using a heavy action rod to make sure that they don't get me down in the grass. But that bait right there has definitely been my favorite surface walker. It gets the most attention, and if you're looking for something to get some explosive strikes, they will detonate this bait. I mean, detonate it out here. So number 1, Mirrolure She-Dog. Number 2 coming up. All right, number 2 definitely would have to be the spinnerbait. The spinnerbait, far and away one of my favorite baits out here. It's weedless. It's the best of both worlds. You get both a jig and a spoon in the same bait. It's a combo bait. I mean, and Z-Man has done such a good job with making this so resilient, so it can endure strike after strike from some of these big redfish. But time in and time out, especially with clients, I find that they can throw this up tight to the canes, they can throw it in all the clear channels, and it will draw fish off the bottom. It'll draw fish up, 2-3 feet away. You got to remember, the water is very stained here. It's off color, and you've got to have everything working for you. The spinnerbait does all of that. Definitely number 2. Number 3, we're going to talk about that right now. Number 3, gotta be the kicker crabs. The kicker crabs is just one of those baits for me that can be rigged a number of different ways. Typically I Texas rig this with a small bullet weight in front of it, just enough to give me weight to throw it and keep it just under the surface. But with this keel that it has on the bottom of the bait, that makes it run true, and that articulating arm that just kind of swims, this is a great sight fishing bait here. There's not a redfish or a black drum in the marsh that can resist a Z-Man kicker crabs. So for me, it's absolutely my number 3 bait. And for me personally, it might even be number 1, because I spend most of my time when I'm shooting YouTube on the bow of the boat and I'm just hunting fish, and when I can throw that crab in front of them, it's a guarantee every time. I mean, it seals the deal. I'd much rather throw it than honestly any of the Z-Man minnows or anything like that. The kicker crab is just, it leaves a big signature. If I reel it a little faster, it'll gurgle on top, almost like a lot like a frog-like bait, which is coming up. That's right, I foreshadowed. The goat toads. This is the most fun bait I've been throwing out here, bar none. It gurgles on top almost like a buzz bait. It does a fantastic job of getting some of the killer strikes. I can throw it right up on top of the mat. I can work it through all the clear holes, stop it, pulse, 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 like it's just like a frog easing across. And not only am I catching redfish, but I'm catching bass on this as well. So if you're looking for something really fun, you're coming out here to fish or any of the places in the Biloxi Marsh and stuff, you gotta try that Z-Man goat toads. That's number 4. I've got one left. you knew it was coming. When you got to have a blind cast bait on those cloudy days, days when it's raining, you really can't see the fish. All these other baits kind of do it all. You throw to the pushes, this, that, and the other thing. But when you absolutely positively have to catch a fish and you don't know where they are, the Z-Man chatterbait. This is the diesel chatterbait that they make for the redfish market, but you can use most of the other chatterbaits and they'll do just fine. I use I'm gonna say a variety of trailers on here, but the 4-inch minnows seems to be one of the better fits for this area out here. Chatterbaits are just, they're not only weedless, but that hard shimmer through the water. They hear it, they feel it, they see it, and they rarely turn it down. And like I said, if you're looking just to prospect and you're more or less making long casts, which I'm totally against here. You make a long cast, you're just asking to get broke off. I love making the short, accurate casts and pitches all the time. But if you find yourself on some outside shorelines around some of the barrier islands or just in open water and bait and you throw that chatterbait, you are going to get lit up. It's going to light up that rod. All right, I hope you enjoyed my top 5 marsh baits that I'm finding that works the best for me while I've been out here at Cajun Fishing Adventures. If you enjoy this channel, you're learning from this channel, and you're taking a lot of this stuff to the water yourself and catching fish, why don't you just subscribe? I need you to subscribe. I want to have you here in the boat with me, in my virtual classroom every day. And if I can do that and I can get to 50,000 subs, we'll be going to a lot more places than just Florida and Louisiana. We'll be going to South Carolina. We might even go up to the Northeast and fish Long Island Sound or out to Texas. Can't do it without all of you with me. All right, until, well, tomorrow, we'll have another video. Stand by.